Hi everybody, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating some tags with you. This is a project I'm working on for my design team. I am creating a little happy mail for each of the ladies. There's 5 of them. And I decided to make some tags I wanted to put a tag on each one of their little bundles. So once I started creating them, I was like, oh, I'll just make the same tag for each of them because I thought they turned out really cute. So I thought I would come on and make a video of just how to make this very simple tag. It's super pretty. I posted a picture of this on my Instagram the other day and I asked if anyone would be interested in a video on the texture pasting and also the embossing of papers. And I got a good response, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna video this one, which I'm just gonna create the tag. And then tomorrow, my plan is to create 2 videos for texture pasting and 1 for embossing. I'm gonna show you the embossing machine that I use and how I do that, just in case you're interested or you just wanna see the process. So yeah, so that is my plan. But for today, we'll just make the tag together and then look for those videos coming if you are interested in learning how to do those. So basically the tag is so cute. I love this little rhinestone. It looks like a little necklace on there. So it's just held together with like a little ball keychain type thing. You can get that at your local craft store. It's this thing here. Yeah, so you can buy these at the craft store and you just string it through, and I'll show you more whenever I create the tag. And then I just did some texture pasting onto book page and some embossed papers. And then this down here is a printable from my shop. It is from the Vintage Ballet collection. I love the almost sepia tones of that. And then I just added like a little yellow ribbon at the top. I don't know, I love all these colors together. It looks really pretty to me. So the image from my shop is actually like formatted to be printed as a large sheet, but you can take any of the printables and shrink them down. So I printed like the setting that allows you to print 4 pictures to a page, which is the 3.5 by 5 size. So yeah, you can just shrink it down and then it becomes the perfect size for your tag. So I love that image. What else are we gonna need? So we are going to need I used a brown paper bag for my background of these. And you just need like a grocery bag, some kind of grocery bag, and we're just gonna use that. And then this is what my embossed paper looks like before I use it on the tag. So I'm gonna show you how to do that in a separate video, so keep an eye out for that. And then what else do we need? Some glue and our little printable image. So basically what I did was I just used the printable image. I'm trying to figure out which way I want this. I guess maybe. I kind of like the idea of this brown down here. And I also really like the rough edge, but it's a little bit too much on this side. So I'm gonna rip that a little more just to kind of get that so that it's not so much on that edge. And I'm using my printable as my guide for the size that I want it to be. And I'm going to keep those little bits on the edge just for, I don't know, I just like the way that looks. So I'm just gonna take my scissors, line that up, and cut up. And I'm gonna go up a little ways because I'm not sure how high I need this to be yet, because once I put my other papers on, that will determine. So I'm going to be using this one, and I'm going to be using this one. So look how pretty that is. So I'm gonna show you how to do that if you've never done it before. It's just such a beautiful technique, and I tend to use it so often whenever I'm creating anything. So for this little printable, we're just gonna go around the edges and ink a little. You can see I already did that, I guess, on this one. I have a bunch laying here, and I guess I already did that one on this one, but I like to just crinkle my edges a little bit and add a tiny bit of ink. I think that looks cute. And then gonna glue that on to our brown paper bag. I also really like the brown paper bag idea because you can write on the back then. Kind of gives you a little space for writing. You could add it to a package, a present, and you know, you could do your to and from on the back there, or also you can add it to your journal and use the back as journaling space. So then the next thing I want to do is I kind of want to give like that little bit of a rough edge along the bottom of this. Let's see here. So I'm gonna carefully rip this. See how that goes. Let me see here. Yeah, so I ripped that center, but that's okay. I'm just gonna work with it. And once it's glued down, you won't know. Yeah, that works good. So I can kind of see that I want that to start there. So I'm just gonna cut up. And then I'm gonna glue this piece on. If you can hear the birds, I have my windows open. It's such a beautiful day here. I guess I'm going over too far with my glue because I need to cut that one edge off. And then I'm just gonna come down a little ways, just allowing myself enough room so that the tag is like the size that I want it. You know, I guess you could go taller, but I'm just kind of eyeballing what I think looks good. And then I'm going to come in with this piece, and I feel like that's a little bit too tall. So I'm going to just kind of rip this part a little. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Okay. And then I'm just gonna take my glue. Just attach it so that it layers on top of that. And I think I'm just gonna leave that little bit of brown showing because I don't really wanna cut off that. You know what I mean? To pull it over. I like that little leaf part there. So I think I'm gonna leave that on there. And then, I don't know if I said this, but I did the texture paste over top of like an old book page, an old French book page. Love the coloring on these old book pages. I feel like if you want something vintage in your project and you don't have access to a whole lot of vintage things, book pages are always such a good way to go. So yeah, that's about a good size. I think I'll cut that like that. Okay, and then I just used, you know what? I didn't bring it out here with me, but I just used another tag that I had as my guide to cut the little edges off. So I'm just gonna use these ones because I have them laying here. But yeah, any tag you have, you could use as a little template to cut the edges. So there, looks so pretty. Now, once you have that part done, you can take a little bit of ink and just go along those top or around anywhere you think you might like it. Just like that. So then the next thing we will do is, we'll just go ahead and punch our hole. So I'm gonna punch the hole and I'm gonna use an eyelet to reinforce that hole. What did I do with that? just like one of these little eyelets. And the way you do that is you just push it in there and you use your little crocodile tool. Whoops. That's the one thing I love is the eyelets. I think just give such a nice finished look to a tag. And then just push down. And before I knew how to use a crocodile, I used to look at them when people would use them in their videos and I would think, oh my goodness, that is so confusing. But it really isn't. It's just a hole punch on both sides. And then this part here is for setting eyelets. And I don't know what else it does. If it does other stuff, I'm not sure. But that's what I know how to do on it. Okay, so now that we have that all together, we're going to put in our little cute little keychain thing. I think this is a keychain. I don't know, but if you go to your craft store, you should be able to find some of this. And then I also have, I think it might be, I don't want to say because I'm not sure, but I think it could be Tim Holtz. Like I have some longer pieces that you can cut and then they give you the little sections in the package. So just Google that and see. I'll see if I can find it and I'll link it in the description. Okay, so we're just going to thread this through our hole. And then I have these little rhinestones that they are Tim Holtz. And I'll try to link those as well. I'll try to find those on the internet and link them so that you know what I'm talking about. There's just a little package of these cute little rhinestones. I think I might have did that backwards. Gonna have to redo that so that it lays right. So you gotta get it threaded right so that it will lay flat. And you can use this little rhinestone necklace idea, like even on a journal, or I have done it as a journal closure before too. And it's so pretty. So yeah, so now it has its little necklace. So cute. And also I want to link all the ladies in my design team below. If you haven't heard me talk about them or you're not sure where their YouTube channels are, you can check them out because they are so super talented. And every Tuesday we do a Ruby Tuesday design team project and they post a video. So I'm going to use a little bit of this yellow sari ribbon, and it's kind of a thin ribbon. And it's a little bit tricky to get both the chain and the ribbon through the eyelet, but it can be done. So just pull that through and then I'm gonna tie my bow. I love the yellow color with it. I don't know, spring is coming here, so it makes me feel a little springy. And I cannot wait for the trees to get their green on them again because everything is so brown. So this image is very perfect for how I'm feeling right now. So then I wasn't sure, I think I might need a little something else. So I have some gold paint that I've been obsessed with lately. And I'm gonna try it out on this tag and see how it looks. But I shared this on a graphics fairy video that I did recently. But it's Craft Smart Premium Gilding Paint in Classic Gold. And I love it so much. It's kind of smelly, like it's like pretty strong. So make sure you're in a ventilated area whenever you're using it. And I'm just going to use a Q-tip. And I'm just going to maybe dab a little bit of the gold around. I think I'll just use the lid because it has a little bit in the lid. I'm just going to maybe add a little bit to the edges, maybe a little on the brown bag. wonder if you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let me get this better for you. There we go. Just gonna add a little bit on the edges. I don't want to add too much because then it'll just be too much for me. There. It's just ever so slight. Okay, that's perfect. So I don't know if you can see that, but on the bottom it has just a little bit of gold and just a touch here and a touch there. I like that a lot. Okay, so I think that'll be good. So yeah, I'm really happy with how cute these little tags came out. So if you have some tags you want to make for some packages or some little gifts that you want to give, these would be a great choice. And like, you could use any image, of course, on the bottom. You don't have to use, you know, obviously that printable. I just liked how that looked with the book pages and then the white embossed paper. So yeah, so look for my videos. I'm gonna be coming out with them hopefully this weekend. I'm gonna try to get it together and make those tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a great night, and I'll see you later.